Hello loves, welcome back and welcome to another Shop My Stash. Today we're doing a full face of high-end makeup. So we're gonna fill up this little container with a bunch of things that I have not used in a while that I definitely need to. And we're just gonna go through and do a little pop of color today. By the way, I'm feeling it. I'm wearing brown, so I think I wanna do something with brown, maybe a little green teal moment. Love green and brown together, and yeah, we're gonna just hang out, have some girl time. So as always, grab a snack, get cozy, or grab all your makeup and your brushes so we can get ready together. And let's get into it and do some glam. So of course, we're gonna start with eyeshadows. I kind of have an idea of what I wanna do based on what I'm wearing today. I have on this brown bodysuit with some like beige cargos. So I kind of wanna do something maybe like teal greenish with a pop of, or that's the pop of color, and then with some brown. So I mean, this Sigma palette would honestly match really nicely. It's the Ivy eyeshadow palette that is gorgeous. I really actually love Sigma eyeshadows. They have a really creamy, smooth texture. This Cinderella palette is also really pretty. Let me show you. I mean, look at those tones. The purples and neutrals in here are stunning. There's also a really good black in this palette as well. This is really cute. This could be an option, but I don't know. I also do like the Sigma and Diana Saldana eyeshadow palette. This is so beautiful. The colors in here are insanely pigmented and smooth. So this is a nice palette as well, but I don't know. I kind of really like these like mossy tones in this Ivy eyeshadow palette because they're greenish, tealish with the brown. I think that's like literally the perfect vibe for today. I also really want to dabble into this Born This Way Natural Nudes palette from Too Faced. I haven't tried it yet, but look at how gorgeous this is. It's so pretty. I love these tones. This is giving kind of date night bridal vibes. Not really what I'm going for today, but it's stunning. So I definitely have to use that sometime. But I don't know. I think I'm actually just going to go with this Sigma Ivy eyeshadow palette. This morning when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, this came to my mind, like these kind of tones. So I think this is the vibe for today. This is another really great palette with that kind of vibe. Whimsical Nudes from Laura Lee Los Angeles. I love the green in this eyeshadow palette right here. This color, the Willow, it is one of my all-time favorites. This is also stunning. Oh, this is a good one too. But I think I'm gonna go with the Sigma one because I haven't used that one in like forever, but I do really like this palette as well. This also has a good black in here too, so that's really nice. Okay, let's pick out some eyeliners since we're here. I've actually really been enjoying this Huda Beauty Creamy Eye Kohl. I may use some of this. Maybe I'll do like a little pop of color on the waterline, or I might just do brown, honestly. Black or brown, I feel like always just wins and it makes my brown eyes pop. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna just stick with black eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm gonna just stick with the black Creamy Kohl. Now let's pick out some lashes. I don't think I'm gonna do any eyeliners, so these look really pretty. Luxe extensions from Kiss. They're pretty bold, but since I'm not doing any eyeliner, I feel like these would be good. Oh, we have some Sigma lashes too. These are pretty. I should use Sigma because I always use Kiss, and this is a high-end look, so maybe I should just use those. I honestly don't have a lot of high-end lashes, so these might be the winner. Sigma Hopeless Romantic. Let me check in here for some higher-end lashes. Like I said, I really don't have a lot of them. I do have these Libre lashes. These are also really pretty. These are I Love Sarai's lash line, and I do actually really like these as well. Maybe could be an option. I have another style here. Okay, the style I just showed you is number 3. These are number 5. I kind of like these more. I'm gonna see which ones I like better with the look once it's done. So I'm gonna pick these out, and then I'll also keep the Sigma ones just in case. For mascaras, I just recently cleaned out a bunch of them. So honestly, one of my high-end mascaras that I actually think makes a difference with my lashes is the lash extensions from Thrive Cosmetics. I think this one is so good. And I recently compared it to the new e.l.f. mascara, and I do think this one is better from Thrive. It's a tubing mascara, and it gives so much length. For the face, I have been eyeing this Magic Serum from Charlotte Tilbury. I have not used this in forever, so we're gonna add that in there. And then for setting spray, this is another spray that I don't really use all that often, but it's from Patrick Ta. The Major Glow She's Thirsty Mist. I've been using it kind of like off camera, but let's use it today. I love the packaging, but I don't think it's my all-time favorite, but we're gonna use it today. This one is very dewy and it has a very lightweight fine mist, but I do want something that's gonna mattify my skin because I need my makeup to last all day today. So whenever I need my makeup to last all day, all night, I gotta layer it up with the One Size On Till Dawn. This is the best setting spray for your face. It's literally hairspray for your face. Let's pick foundation and concealer. These are some new complexion products that I recently have been testing. I've kind of been going back and forth between the Kylie Cosmetics concealer and the new one from Fenty. The one from Fenty for me takes the cake. I don't really love this one from Kylie. It kind of creases on me. It gets kind of crepey within a few hours of wearing, but I have been loving this one from Fenty, so I'm gonna use this today. And this one I have in the color 240N. It's a really good match. It's nice and neutral. For foundation, you guys know I love the House Labs one, Smashbox Always On. Those are top tier for me, but I also really love the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation. This is beautiful. It's so creamy. It has a soft matte finish, great coverage. It's one of my go-tos. If I'm not using this one from House Labs or Smashbox, I've been really enjoying the one from Huda Beauty. And this one is in 250G Cheesecake, which is a really good match. Let's pick out some cream bronzer and blush. Pretty much bronzer and blush in general, because I think I'm going to do cream and powder. I do have the Fenty Matchstick. I haven't used this in forever. This one's in 03 Mocha. This could be an option for today, because it's been a while since I've used that. Maybe. I also have the Makeup by Mario. I love this bronzer. I just don't love the packaging, but that's also a great cream bronzer. Light, medium. Oh, this is a good match probably. You know what? Let's go with Makeup by Mario because I think that's going to be a better match than the one from Fenty. And then for powdered bronzer, because I usually like to layer, especially if I'm doing more of a glam look, I'm going to go with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This one is the Airbrush bronzer in the shade 2 Medium. And then for blush, I think I want to use a palette. I have this really old Jouer eyeshadow or blush palette. I don't even know if it's still available, but this was one of my all-time favorites. You know what? I think I'm going to use it. Look at how pretty this is. Are you kidding? The tones in here are everything. This is gorge. But I also like this limited edition Tarte palette that I got. Let me show you. This is beautiful. I got this in a holiday collection last year and it's stunning. So that's actually a nice option as well. Let's see, let me think of my look that I'm doing. I'm going a little bit more like bronzy brown tones. So I do like the tones right here. That could work. Versus, let's see, Jouer. These are more, there's also some bronzy tones. I think I'm gonna go with the Tarte one actually. That's really pretty. This one, by the way, is the Precious Gems Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. Let's go with this today. We need some powder and highlighter. I'm gonna do press and loose powder. Do I wanna do something different or do I wanna keep it classic? I'm not gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury press powder because I literally always use that. So let me pick out a different press powder that I have not used in a minute. I have this one from Urban Decay. This is a pressed powder foundation, but this is actually really pretty. The times that I did use it, I thought it was good. Maybe I could use this to set my makeup. Dominique Translucent Setting Powder is gonna be the winner for today. I love the Rosita shade, which is the pink. And now we pick a lip combo and we'll be on our way. Let's see what I wanna do. These are my lip liners right here. Let's see. I honestly have mostly drugstore lip liners, so it's a little bit of a challenge. This is the issue with me. I always want to just go with what I know, which is the Rare Beauty lip liners because they are the best. They're so long wearing too, so I'm always like, ugh, I need to use something different, but I love them. Okay, I honestly don't really use these that often. The Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencils. I'm gonna use the shade Conspiracy. I have only like 2 or 3 shades in this line from Urban Decay. I just really don't reach for them that often. I don't know why. I'm just so stuck on the Rare Beauty and Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, but let's go with Urban Decay today. And then for lipsticks, I think I kind of want to do a liquid lipstick just because it's so long wearing, and Dose of Colors are my absolute favorite. One of my favorite colors is in Catching Feelings, and I think it's going to work really nicely with today's look, or the shade Cozy. I also have the Rare Beauty lipsticks that I honestly don't use as much as I use the lip liners. Maybe I should just do a lipstick. The thing is, I don't know which color is which. Let's see. This one is in Worthy. Oh, that's pretty. Should we use this one? Just kidding. I think I'm gonna go with the shade Talented because it's a little bit more on the warm side. So I think it's gonna complement the makeup look a little bit better. So let's go with the Rare Beauty lipstick today because I don't know why. I do like these. I just don't reach for them as much as the lip liners for some reason. But I remember liking them. We need some gloss. You guys know I love a good little sparkly gloss. That one from Dose of Colors is kind of calling my name. This looks really pretty. Flashy. This one might be a nice option. I also have these Makeup by Mario glosses in here that are also stunning. Like, look at this color. That is really pretty. Let's grab both and then I'll swatch and see which one I like more once the makeup is complete. All right, we got the goods. Let's do a full face now. Let's start off. I forgot to grab this, but this is one of my all-time favorite eye primers, the Rare Beauty eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna just prep my lids with this. This has such a nice formula, and you don't have to set it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it does dry down. It's not totally tacky, which I love, but it still gives a little bit of a light base, so it makes your lids look nice and even. I'm gonna just set them. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay pressed powder. This one is in 40 NN. It's actually a pressed powder foundation. I remember really liking this at times that I did use it. It does give a little bit of coverage since it is a pressed powder foundation, which is nice. Let's go in with the Sigma eyeshadow palette. This is the Ivy eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna start off with this color right here. I love smaller palettes like this that are just so easy, and you can kind of just look at the palette and not be overwhelmed and know what kind of look you want to do. Look at how gorgeous this shade is. It's just a nice soft brown. Let's go in with a little bit of this shade Bourbon. And PS, I think I got this palette, I want to say like over a year ago at Target, because you can get Sigma at Target, which is really nice. I mean, last time I checked, I think you still can, but these have a really unique formula. I actually really like it. I need to use Sigma eyeshadows more often because every time I do, I just love the look and the eyeshadows blend really nicely. They just have this really nice texture to them. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and kind of use that around the edges to blend. And then this is going to be kind of fun. I'm going to try this color out, Thistle. It's a really deep matte teal. I'm going to take a tiny blending brush. This one's from BK Beauty. It's the A502 and it's small, but it has a little bit of a tapered shape. So I'm going to use that to kind of fluff that color in just a little bit on the outer lid. It's pretty dark, so when you blend it in, especially with the brown, it almost comes off as like a black shade. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this in. Also taking a little bit more of the brown. I'm kind of just adding, blending, adding more color and blending. I wish this had a mirror, that's the only thing, but I do love the way these are meshing together. With that teal color, I'm pretty much just smudging it on the outer lid a little bit to make it look as if it's smudged out eyeliner. Since it is darker, it just gives it a little bit of a smokiness. And now this is what I'm most excited for. I'm gonna go in with this really pretty green Envy shade and I'm gonna mix it in Elixir. Pretty much just going back and forth with the two colors. Spraying my brush, of course. And I'm gonna just dab that right onto the lids. Oh, look at Elixir. This is kind of like that blue brown shade. It gives like aquamarine vibes. I'm gonna add a little bit of that in the center because it has a bit of a sparkly undertone, which you guys know I live for. This is my favorite type of green. I just love green in general, honestly. I think it's actually one of my favorite colors. Now I'm kind of like, should I do a little bit of eyeliner? Maybe with this teal color? I'm kind of feeling it. Let's do it. e.l.f. eye tapes, of course. I just cannot help myself. I love a good eyeshadow wing. So again, I'm going to take the color Thistle. And I'm going to put that right on outer edge. I feel like once you concentrate the product a little bit more, you can see that teal undertone. This is actually really cute. I love this teal color. This is beautiful. Once you really concentrate the product, that's when you can get more of that shade. But if you do a very light hand with it, that's when it looks a little bit almost black. Let's add some mascara. I'm going to use the Thrive Cosmetics Lash Extensions. This actually is a really nice tubing mascara. I'm usually not a big fan of high-end mascaras because I feel like you can just get better ones at the drugstore. Like, it's one of those things where it's not a must to splurge. But I love the Rare Beauty mascara, and this one I actually do really like as well because it does a nice job at giving you length. I ended up going with the Libre Lashes number 5. I really like these. They're super lightweight, and the band was really flexible, which I always love, so really like those. Now let's move into the skin. So I'm going to start off with the Patrick Ta She's Thirsty Major Glow Dew Mist. So what I really do like about this is the packaging. I think this is really beautiful. I also love the fine mist that this does provide. Has a very light rose scent. I think it is nice. I just personally wouldn't repurchase it. I mean, I don't know. It's like I like it, but at the same time, I feel like you can get this very similar glowy effect with the Rare Beauty 4-in-1 spray. I believe that one's a little bit cheaper than this, but the packaging and everything, it's very luxe, you know, and it does apply the product really nicely. I think if you are one of those people that doesn't like a lot of setting spray or a very heavy setting spray, then you would like this. Let's move into primer. I'm gonna prep with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. So many people love this before makeup. I have used this a couple times, and I think it's a nice serum, but it's so pricey. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury products in general, like her complexion stuff, is so expensive. I should say her skincare. I think it's nice, but you could definitely, again, also get this effect with maybe your favorite moisturizer or just any type of glow serum. Even the Glow Recipe drops are gonna give you this kind of similar glowy effect, but I do like the way it feels on the skin, and it is nice and hydrating, which is always good before makeup. So that gave some nice hydration, and I like it that it's not too much, like too greasy on the skin. It actually absorbs really nicely. I'm gonna do my makeup a little bit different today because whenever I've been doing this foundation and concealer combo, I kind of just like to start off with my concealer first. So again, this is the new Fenty Hydrating Longwear Concealer in the shade 240N. Love everything about this. This just gives coverage, but it's so lightweight and thin. Doesn't excessively crease on me. I like it just to kind of put it on my under eyes and then spot conceal, and then I go in with the stick foundation. But it's such a nice formula, and I feel like you can kind of be generous with it too, and it's not too much. So I kind of just put this wherever I feel like I need some coverage to begin with, and then I just blend it out with a brush. Really have been loving it. I think I like this more than the original Fenty concealer. The way that this just morphs into your skin but still gives coverage. It's fabulous. I think it's a really good everyday concealer too. If you wanted to skip out on foundation, this is that type of formula. I love it. I also love this color on my skin tone. It's nice and neutral, but it's a little bit of like a natural brightening concealer without being too much. Now then, with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation, I feel like I don't have to use as much. I kind of just do a couple stripes to even everything out. With a stick foundation, since it's a little bit thicker, although this one is still really creamy, but if you have really dry skin or if you just want a little extra moisture with your stick foundations, take your foundation brush, spray it with a dewy setting spray. The one from Patrick Ta is really nice because it is so lightweight, so it's not going to make it look greasy. It's just going to help you to initially blend this out a little bit more seamlessly if the product is a little bit thicker, which typically stick foundations are, but this one has a nice blend to it. This combo right now is everything. I love the foundation and concealer. It's like definitely in my top 5 right now. The Fenty concealer is really nice. If you have a lot of fine lines or just a lot that you want to cover up, but you still want to keep it lightweight and you don't want something too thick, highly recommend that one. Okay, let's do a little cream bronzer now. It's been a minute since I used this Makeup by Mario thing. This is why I don't like this product. I hate the brush, to be honest. It's not good, and sometimes this gets stuck a little bit, so the packaging is not ideal. It's still a really good product though, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. So I like to apply the product on my brush, and then from here stipple it into the skin. I love this color though. This one is in light medium. the packaging changed, I would love this 20 times more, but it's still gorgeous. The formula just melts and gives you really nice color payoff. If you don't mind the packaging, then definitely go for it. You might like the brush. For me, it's a little bit too dense. I just prefer something with some density to it, but that has a bit of fluffiness so that I can blend the product really easily. And the brush just doesn't do it for me. I find that it actually lifts my products underneath because it's so dense. So that's why I don't like it. But everybody's different, so you might not mind the packaging, you know? But look at how nice that just morphs into the skin. It just gives like a little sun-kissed chisel, and I'm here for it. Let's do a little powder combo. I'm gonna try out today pressed powder and then loose powder over top. Going back in with Urban Decay. I forgot my little powder puff, hold on. Speaking of high-end, this Beauty Blender Pocket Puff is another one of my all-time favorites. I love the way this applies powder. It's a little bit more dense, but it does a nice job at just giving you such a nice smooth under eye. I'm a little bit nervous about this color though, because I don't know if it's gonna be too dark for my under eyes. Let's hope that it's not. Please don't be dark. I think it's a little bit too dark. But I'm gonna use a little bit of loose powder over top. This is just to kind of set everything down first. And then the loose powder will help to brighten. And I like to use a powder puff in my under eye area because I can really get in there and concentrate the powder versus with like a big brush or something where you're gonna just dust over it and not really set the product down. And I need this to be set so that it doesn't move and doesn't excessively crease. Wow, this looks really good. This is a nice powder foundation. I typically wouldn't use a powder foundation for my under eyes as well because they provide a little bit of more coverage, so it's not your typical press powder. It's gonna add coverage, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't really use this to touch up your makeup, but it actually looks really smooth and seamless. Wow. So if you have a regular pressed powder, it's not gonna have as much coverage as a powdered foundation, you know what I mean? Like this is gonna actually give you a little extra, but it's fine. I'm gonna dust this really lightly on the rest of my face just to set everything down. It looks really good. Wow. It's actually looking very just like porcelain on the skin. I think the color is actually perfect. It's not too dark. It's pretty much like the same color as my skin tone, I feel like, which is nice. Oh my god, this looks really good. Okay, Urban Decay. I need to use this more. I love the Urban Decay Naked Quickie Concealer. So I mean, I'm not really surprised actually that this is so pretty on the skin because that concealer is amazing and it's really full coverage but so smooth. Wow, that looks amazing. It's almost like a really natural soft matte finish without being too cakey. It still looks very pretty, kind of like a soft matte satiny finish. I don't know. It looks good though. I'm gonna take a little bit of the brightening powder from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the translucent one. I'm gonna do just a very light dusting of this on my under eyes. I'm gonna use, I think, the same powder puff actually from Beauty Blender. Perfect, just to add a bit of brightness. This powder puff is nice and dense. Just gives a really nice application. And then with whatever is left over, we're gonna just dust that away. Let's add a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. So similar to the pressed powder, this does have a nice, very smooth, like just soft airbrush finish. Not totally necessary. I'm kind of just doing this to emphasize that bronzer a little bit from Makeup by Mario, but honestly, you can still kind of see it through even after setting it with powder. So it's just for a little extra bronzy pop. I can't get enough of the Fore Contour brush from Patrick Ta for nose contour. It's my absolute favorite. I'm gonna put a little bit of the Charlotte bronzer on the sides of my nose. The only thing with the lashes, maybe the inner corner needs to be trimmed a little bit. They are nice and flexible. It's just the inner corner is a little thick, but I still like the style of these lashes specifically because they give volume, but they're not too long. I'm adding a little extra powder right in between my brows. Now we need some blush because the blush really just brings everything together. So going with the Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette, I'm gonna dive like we're swimming, like it's literally makeup, but I'm gonna take this color and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that mauve tone shade. This one is Park Ave Princess, by the way, and we're gonna mix it in with a little bit of, you know what, let's just start with Park Ave Princess. I think this is just like a bronzer with some gold shimmer, but that's actually perfect because I just realized I forgot to get a highlighter. So I think since this does give a little bit of a glow, I'm gonna just use this as my blush and my highlighter, which I always love to do anyways. Now for the eyes, I'm definitely gonna add some black eyeliner because I just love black eyeliner. I feel like it makes the look just more smoky, sultry. My eyes pop a little bit more, so I'm gonna just line with the Huda Beauty Creamy Eye Kohl, which I have been really liking. It's super black. Curling my falsies to make the eyes look a little bit more just awake. Oh yeah, that helps. Look at the difference. We're gonna do some inner corner highlight. I'm gonna take the shade Macaroon right here on the bottom. And a little bit of brown eyeshadow just to smoke out the lash line. Let's do some lip liner, Urban Decay Conspiracy. It's a pretty color, kind of like a warm brown. It does have a nice formula to it. It really glides on, like truly. And then let's go in with a little bit of the shade Talented from Rare Beauty. Cute, I like that. It's like a nice satin creamy lipstick. Then once I apply the lipstick, I always like to go back in with the lip liner and kind of just feather it in to blend everything together. Dose of Colors gloss. Do we want to do Dose or do we want to do a little bit of Makeup by Mario? Oh my gosh, you guys, my hands are so dry from the winter. They're like screaming for some hydration today. That's the Makeup by Mario one. And then the one from Dose of Colors is pretty much like a clear with some gold shimmer. I think I'm gonna go with Dose. Dose of Colors. So now this is gonna be the little setting spray combo. I always say every time I use the One Size Until Dawn, I need something glowy or hydrating underneath to really melt my makeup in and just give me a little boost of hydration, because the setting spray is intense and once you apply it, it's like your makeup's plastered in there. So if you have maybe more combo or dry skin, just make sure you're really hydrating beforehand so that your face doesn't feel too tight. So I'm gonna take the Patrick Ta. Let that dry a little bit, and then we're gonna seal the deal with the One Size Until Dawn. The Patrick Ta is nice though because it does dry really quickly too. So that's why I said if you don't like a lot of setting spray, but you want to dabble into something and maybe you just want a very light, refreshing mist, you would like this one. But I like the one from Rare Beauty, I think, a little bit more. Let's lock this in now officially with One Size. You have to hold your breath though because it's intense. It's literally hairspray, but it works. And we're done. As I always say, you do not need new makeup to create beautiful makeup looks. So next time you do your full face, shop your stash and use up those products that you haven't used up in a while, and do a pop of color because we are slowly but surely getting closer to spring. So thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye.